Hello, everybody! Welcome to the live stream. I'm super happy to be here with you guys because today we're going to be teaching you how to design a user interface end to end, all in Figma, and we're going to do it for our favorite app, the Make Work Fun app, because we want to make it so that we can create the best gamified habit tracker the world has ever seen to help us and hopefully you finish your habit building journey and make sure we stay consistent and build out the things we want in our lives, the routines to make our life better. So let's get straight into it. So, as you guys all know, whenever we start a new build, we always really want to figure out exactly why we're doing it, what we want to do, and how we're going to get there. And because today is a very informative stream, ideally what we want to do is really show you the end-to-end process of how we design something as complicated as this. I really want to go deep into the why, what's, and how so that you know exactly what we're about to get into, and you can also know where you're going to get the most value out of today's sharing. So why? We want to build a gamified habit tracker that takes the best elements of game theory and also practicality to help us keep up our habit building goals. Well, let's talk about what are the best elements of game theory first so that we can really understand what we're trying to talk about here. Well, if you have been following us for a long time, you basically know that we really care about gamifying our lives and taking concepts that we love and know in video games and putting them into our real life processes because it really helps us maintain, the feeling of, progression of, leveling up in the game, or it really makes us feel motivated to go after that one quest and really complete that to its full completion because we really like the elements of role-playing games or MMOs, like, the feelings of making work really fun has just really been helpful for us to really make sure that we stay consistent and keep chasing towards the goals that we want. So what do we really like from game theory? Let's break this down and so we understand exactly what are we taking from there and also what are we talking about when we talk about practicality. So game theory, I really love the idea that when I miss the opportunity to do a habit that day, I don't get a chance to do it again for that day. I lose an opportunity to improve. Why that's important is because we often look at our habit list and we think about, well, we can do this anytime we want. There is no time limit on this. I can read this book today, tomorrow, the day after. You don't really feel that sense of urgency, which I think is a shame because really every single day we do have only one opportunity to make that change. We have so many hours in a day and, and if you cut away sleep, you cut away food, you cut away the actual work that you do, you probably only really have 2, maybe even 1 hour to work on your habits every single day. And if you're going to, kind of lose that opportunity to improve and lose the opportunity to invest that hour or 2 hours into your habits, I think that's just a really big shame. So really, I like the idea of, daily resets for our daily quests so that they seem like they are scarce, right? And opportunities that we should take advantage of, right, when we are pursuing our habits. So that's the first thing. I really like that idea. The second one is making it really like where you can celebrate, right? So have a big celebration whenever we hit milestones for our daily. So whether we hit, a streak, whether we hit a consistent, 7 times in a row, right? Or we hit a goal, or we hit a, all clear for today's habits being all clear, or we hit a daily target, whatever it is, we want to celebrate that, right? So let's put that down. Daily targets, all clears, and then we have streaks, and then we also have goals hit, right? So I think that's really, really nice. The next thing we want to talk about, in terms of what we want to add into this habit tracker is practicality, right? Well, unlike video games, what we would like is, an easy way to check off a lot of things at a time. Whereas video game habits, video game completions, there is some kind of quest to do, right? There is something to do, there's an action to take, and it might take longer to do one habit. Whereas for us, doing a habit here, maybe you want a little bit of, practicality where we miss a day, we want to go back. Like, so there's going to be like some interesting like elements where we have to figure out like what are traditional habit builders already doing, habit trackers already doing, and how can we go about and create ours that has that element of improvements with the gamification, but at the same time not really making so that the whole baby is thrown off the bathwater, right? So there is going to be some kind of like practical elements. So let's just do practical elements question mark. Okay, so let's go and discuss really the what we're going to be doing here. Well, we're going to be designing a new UI, which is a user interface in Figma for the Make Work Fun dailies. Let me just quickly introduce you to that. I'm seeing people saying hi in the chat. Hi, Jackie. Hi, everyone else. Good to see you guys. I'm really excited to get your feedback on this, by the way. This is going to be an amazing build. I'm so excited. So basically, you can see that as an example, you know, we have a bunch of habits here. We call this our daily quest. And using this opportunity, we actually are able to categorize our recurring routines, our morning routines. We have stuff like, taking pictures and everything like that. We have midday routines where we kind of, keep track of our mood, take pictures, have work emails, do our emails, whatever it might be. Evening, what your mood is, tidying up, like whatever you want. This is completely customizable for you, and you can basically edit your dailies anytime. And using that opportunity, you can actually go ahead and hand in your dailies. So what we want to do is we want to make this better. We want to improve this. We think there's many ways to improve this, right? And we think more on the practicality element because we've really doubled down on the gamification side. But as I go through and do this build, I want to show you guys exactly how we think about building out these systems so that you know exactly where we want to go. So the first thing is we want to do research, right? Research. So we'll see what other people have done out there. We want to scope out the requirements, right? So we have the requirements all scoped out. So right here, we want to add some practical elements, perhaps. Maybe we want to make sure that we can see historical data, right? Maybe we want to have a progress bar to see completion. Maybe we want to see the goals that we want to hit, etc., right? So scope out the requirements. And then we probably also want to then start building a wireframe, right? So wireframe, and the difference between mockup and wireframe is that a wireframe is less fidelity. And we use the word fidelity a lot in, interface design, because fidelity means that the more high fidelity it is, the more closer it is going to be to the end result. And sometimes we don't want to go so close to the end result if we don't exactly know if the direction we're going is the complete one, right? So you're going to see different levels of wireframing and then eventually the mockup. And then from mockup, we're going to see how we optimize that so that it becomes really easy for us to, create a, proper system out of that. So let's get started. That's super exciting. Let's jump straight into Figma and let's talk about what we currently have and what we want to improve about that process. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this first so that we have this side by side for us. So if I take a screenshot of this whole page, let's just take a screenshot of this page right here. So we have like this, and then we have that screenshot where we can just paste it in here. And now we can compare and contrast what we're really working with. Okay. So it's always good to have like your inspirations, very close to you. So I have a few inspirations I'm going to take a look at. I guess you may have seen it in the thumbnail already, but basically I just went on to, I went on to the Dribbble. Dribbble has really good, let me just give you some ideas. So Dribbble is a really nice place where you can see a lot of people, doing their UIs, and you can learn from them, especially if you're a newer designer or even experienced designers can really learn from just seeing how other people are working. So I think that's really nice. And also I just went through Google, right? So I'm just going to bring out a few of the ones I really liked so that you know exactly where we're starting with, because I think that's, it's always good to start off with something familiar and then really build out something more unique from there. So let's go ahead and grab the UI that I'm looking for. I believe it's right here. I'm just going to take that, boom, boom, and boom, and we paste it into here. And then this is kind of the stuff that I'm looking at. So we have some ideas here already, and we want to leave that here just so that we can stimulate our thinking and really think about, why we're doing this and what we're really trying to improve on here. So that's super exciting. So coming to here, we already see that there's elements that are similar, right? So for us, we hit like, daily quests, we want to hit a certain number. We have a bonus. Again, this is taken really from a game I really like called Genshin Impact, right? Where you have 4 dailies that you can do. And when you do all 4 dailies, that's kind of your, limit. You can't do more, you can't do less. So that I like the idea, right? Oh, you can do less, but you just don't get the bonus, right? But I like the idea because it makes it so that you really get a chance to go ahead and limit your dailies as well. So you don't want to do too many, right? You want to do just enough so that you don't get burned out and that you're still staying motivated and satisfied towards wherever you want to go. But one thing that I found was really lacking was, having the opportunity to look backwards in time. Sometimes we may miss a day, right? Sometimes we may be late. And I'm really trying to fight that, should we let people go back and change their old information, right? And I think you should, but I think it should come at a cost, right? I think there should be an unlocking mechanism where if you pay a certain amount of gold, right, again, in-game currency, you might be able to unlock historical entries if you want to, but it really gives you the idea of, trying to make sure that you complete it all. Another thing that I think is missing in these ones, which I really like that we have, is sectioning, right? Sectioning of routines. I really like that we're able to do that. And I really think that that's something that, more people could do. So sectioning, I really like. So definitely keeping sectioning. We might want to learn from, this at the top so that we can check more things off. One thing I really like as well is that we actually have a lot of different ways to submit things, right? We have ways to submit pictures. We have ways to submit, checkboxes, notes, and locations and all this kind of stuff. And you really don't get that inside these ones too. So I really like that. So as we go through this, right, we're really making like our wish list of what we want inside our system, right? Well, we want to keep up the streaks for sure. Streaks is no doubt. We want to get our daily targets. We might want to finish what all clear looks like. All clear notification. Maybe we want to show like for the individual card. So this is general. So general for the whole page, and then for the individual card, we might want to add streaks. Yes. This is progress bar. I really like the progress bar idea. Individual card, we want to see more historical data just for the last few days, just to see how we're doing. I think that's important. If not to see, if not to actually edit them, it'll be good to see historical data. Another thing I think which will be important is going to be, let's go back here. Another thing that's important is I really like what we've done for the multiple ways of submitting. So types of habits we really want to keep. And then what we want to do here is, this is also nice, but then I think we lose the dates at the top. I'm not sure if this is better, but this is also very bulky. So then we're not able to fit many habits at all. So I do think that there's something to be said about this completion thing, where if we set a completion, we should be able to see it, slowly get to the finish line, right, where we are finishing. So also, I believe a completion progression towards goals. Okay. So let's go from here and let's start designing our UI, because our UI is what's important here. And we're going to keep this kind of look and feel in the sense that we have a background in the back, and then we're going to put something in the front. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to imagine that there's a background for now. I'm not going to bother with building that, but let's go ahead and kind of do this. I'm going to round it off because I do like rounded corners. Let's see, we're about rounded to just 8, I think, usually in our system. So that's rounded there. We're going to kind of center that if we can. Nice, center that. And then we have this nice little section. We're going to make it a bit skinnier so that we have some space, maybe just 100. Oh, actually, I know that, yeah, 100 is fine. 1100 rather. And then we're going to center that. And now what we have is, a nice place for us to start. So what I really want to do is I still want to keep the elements of this daily quest, but I've always thought that it's taking up a lot of space. So I think that what we need to do is okay, let's put up the background. So maybe right now we keep this as a black background. It has a little opacity on it. So I'm just going to go like this, a little bit of opacity, maybe like 80%. And then now we have a little base for us to work on. We're going to put a title in here now. Let's put a title in here. We're going to call this one Daily Habits or Daily Quests. Again, why we call this Daily Quest is because we really like the idea of it being something we do daily, and it's a quest, right? It's not something that's just, that we're doing for no reason. It's something that improves our lives. It's a journey that we're going on that's really making our lives better, right? And also just another way to accentuate the quest idea is that, when we press on this, little eye icon, we can actually have a lot of information on information on how you're going to complete this quest. So this is where, a bit more eloquent individuals can go ahead and add their story of why this quest matters. Where should they go to finish this quest, etc., etc. So it becomes their quest dialogue, if you will. So I think that's really, really nice. So let's go with daily quests here. Again, I'm just going to take as much as I can from my own look and feel, but I'm not going to stay married to it because I think this is, our time to really go crazy and design whatever makes sense for us. So, oh, one more thing that we're going to change here is that instead of having edit be on a whole new page, because right now edit dailies is on actually a different page than the dailies itself. So it looks like this. So I don't like it. So I'm going to go back and make sure that, that doesn't show everywhere. And yeah, it's something that we can go ahead and use. And I just changed the UI. I just changed the login, by the way. So I can use on a test account. Okay, so you can see on different accounts, the backgrounds also changed too. So I really, really like that actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we're gonna keep. I really like this progression thing instead. So like if I can actually do a do a messaging and this thing has some sort of interesting look and feel, I think that's really important too. And let's go ahead and go with this. Let's make it a bit skinnier. And then we're going to go ahead and add a different elements here, just like this. Jackie, I see you left a message. Could you clarify what you mean by statistics? Or sorry, what do you want me to check out? I definitely want to add statistics, so I want to see. Oh, thank you. I love the background too. It's very cute. Okay, let's just add a background here. Again, the color palette will definitely change out later, but for now what I'm trying to do is if I have a section here that I can go ahead and use, and then I'm going to fit like a circle there. So I'm going to go ahead and fit a circle in here, a circle just like that. And then what we're going to do is I want a ring. So I like the idea that the ring might be giving us, so actually, let's go ahead and just add a stroke. I'll be lazy with the ring, at least in design, because it's just about making sure that we cut off part of it, and I think that's a bit complicated. Let's see. Yeah, it will be a bit complicated. For now, let's go from here. So then the ring will basically show the level of completion. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we're going to go ahead and have the text for something out of something. So 0, oops, let's say 4 out of 2 out of 4, let's say. And then 2 out of 4 from here, we're going to go ahead and put that in. Again, I think that could be prettier as well, because I think that, yeah, maybe a percentage is important here. I don't know. Maybe a percentage is better. Yeah, maybe a percentage might be interesting. So I do have the stars, so I like the star idea as well. But let's try a percentage idea. This is like what, 50% complete, right? So 50% complete. And then what we have here, I'm going to go ahead and center that inside this element. So boom, centered. And then what we want to do is still the bonus resets. 50% to the bonus and then 50% to the final outcome as well. I think that'll be interesting. So definitely want some text here. So we want some lorem ipsum. So I'm just gonna go, oh, actually you, where is that? I think it's below. There we go. There we go. How I did that was just copy and pasted it out, or I cut and pasted it out so that it shows up properly. So you're so close to finishing your goal today. Target today. Okay. I think that's really nice. Oh, and also one thing to learn, if you don't want to do that kind of what I just did, which is I press enter, press B, and then go like this, and then it'll automatically constrain the text to the size in which you want to do. So you can see that this is actually quite nice. So definitely small optimizations there. Okay, so this is our daily target. We might want to make this black as well, just to fit with that. I do want to change this color in a bit, just to see how that will look. But for now, I do think this is close to what we want. We want also maybe I'm going to change the size of this. I press K and I change the size of that. And then this could probably even go skinnier, and this can go skinnier so that we can have some more spacing. I really like the star idea because it shows you like, visually how many you've completed. And in general, this number is actually good too because it shows you how many you completed. Um, I am curious how I can add that, but for now, let's just add some stars. So star is here. So let's do a 15 by 15 star, and then the fill, let's just do white for now. And then I think there's a really cool thing here where I can just duplicate them and create a grid. Let's see if I know how to do that. Because I've never done that before actually, and I'm happy to learn new things when I'm on this stream with you guys so that you guys can learn them with me as well. So let's see how I would normally go about in learning a new way of doing things. I do know there's an auto layout. Let's see, object. I don't want component. Component is good too, by the way. Component basically gives you the way of making sure that things look exactly the same upon multiple usages of the components. So that's usually very good. But what we want to do here is, let's see if we can find it pretty easily. If not, we can move on. But I'm just very excited to show you guys new features if possible. Okay, not from there. And then if I go ahead and go to, yeah, does that do anything? Oh, nice, it does. Okay. Wait, so that does show me what I want. Star 2. Oh, that's not what I want. Star 3. Oh, I want auto layout, I think. Is it auto layout? No, it's not. Oh, layout grid. There we go. Layout grid. Okay, okay. And then what we want to do is what if I did 20 here? That doesn't do anything. Interesting. If anyone knows, then I'm really curious on how to do that. But for now, let's just do this simply. I have, let's say, 5 stars. I'm going to go ahead and try to complete. So this is a frame. I don't need that to be a frame. Let's go back and make this star again. This star right here. And then we go ahead and we have 4 stars ready for us to use. We're going to group all that by Control G. And then we're going to go ahead and add a, yeah, that around it. That's perfect. And then we can go ahead and go ready like that. So now we have daily targets. We finished that. The star is there. So basically what we've done so far here is just adding some text. So I really want this to have the same look and feel as what we have already. So I don't want to redo that too much, like bonus resets and all that stuff. So I do think what we can do here is the bonus reset part can just be placed below there. So I'm going to be a bit lazy here for this one, and I'm just going to cut this because I really like this UI. I'm not going to change that part. So oops, I'm going to just paste that above, and then we're going to go like this. So I'll put that there for now, and let's see how we can fit that in later with the rest of the thing. So let's see, we have a lot of different UI elements here now. You can see it's starting to get cluttered. So we really don't want that to happen. So let's go ahead and add some more elements to kind of shape out. Again, we're not looking for high fidelity, right? Remember that. We're going wireframe first, and we're trying to see how everything fits. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and do more. So you want to make sure you don't accidentally go too crazy with your designs and, go to high quality. Okay, so that's daily quests. And then this one, I'm just gonna get the color of that. So the color of this, I'm going to pick that. So now we have a color there. I do think we want to keep this because I'm not going to change this look and feel way too much. There we go. And then this one here is, we can go ahead and, yeah, see where we go from there. But again, the elements I want are kind of there. The next thing I want to do is I want to figure out how I can handle the design for something that is like this, where I can see all the different habits and see the progressions and see the dates, but also be able to have all this granularity of adding stuff, if possible. I think that's really, really important. So let's go ahead and make a few sections here. And again, we can make the decision is that when it's on a mobile, it will look like this. But what happens when it's on a you know, on a desktop, right? Because on desktop, I think it should just expand and you can see more dates, but then to what extent, right? So that's actually pretty interesting as well, because usually I like these boxes a lot actually, because I can see many at one time, left and right for that one section. And I wonder if there's something for us to do that could replicate that. But for now, let's just go ahead and do the long box idea. So let's go ahead and do something like this. And then we assume that we have, okay, we want to fit at least five at a time. I think that's one thing that I really want to do. Okay, and actually, because at this point I'm making duplicates, I really want to see how to do that. So Figma automatically make duplicates of components in a row. I think that's what I want. Let's see, duplicates elements, auto layout, copy and paste, data grids. I think data grids is what I want. Let's see, auto layout. Interesting. I'm not sure that's exactly what I want. Let's see. Auto layout is like this. No, auto layout is, well, it's not really what I'm looking for, because I think auto layout is just helping us place that in different places. Dynamic list, there we go. Yeah, dynamic list is what I want. Okay. New auto layout frame. Oh, it is auto layout frame. Okay, interesting. So if I understand correctly, right, let's go ahead and make these sections. So let's say I had this component, and this time I'll also show you how to make a master component. So let's say I'm take this component out, and I usually have a space for all my components. I'll just put it on the left side for now. Now standardize this. Let's say that we go ahead and do a 75, and this is going to be 500. And then we're going to make this color, we're going to have a stroke as well, but the color is going to be this, and then the stroke is going to be this. And then we're going to go ahead and make that. And then what we're going to do is add a rounded. Now we have this, which is ideally going to be the star of our component. Create component. We're going to name this component. Let's just call this habit row. And then now, ideally, what I can do is I used my Alt button, and then I made a copy of it. But what I really want is I want to add a layout grid. Is it layout grid? Sorry. Auto layout. Auto layout. So auto layout, I think what we got to do is, oh, that's fine. That's instance is fine as well. Under, here, auto layout. Okay, and then now we have that. And then what we can do here is, okay, I want to, what's going on? Oh, interesting. Wait, it's just duplicating them. Hey, that's so interesting. Wait a second. Let me undo all that just to see. Okay, so we have this frame. We have this auto layout. And then what we're going to do is we want to copy and paste one more. There we go. You see? Wonderful. And they all show up perfectly. So now we can see that this is a really nice layout, and we can change the sizing of that. So we can see that this is going to be very, very nice. What I don't like about this is that I'm still seeing too little of these, right? Because I think that they're a bit wide, or a bit tall. So what we can do here is, if I change this, look, I change this to 50, everything changes there. You see that? Everything changes together with that. So it's really nice. I think I'm going to go 55 just to see what we can do there. And then what we want to do here is we want to add all the dates at the top like we saw before. I really like that. So the The dates at the top I really like, so I'm going to go ahead and add the dates at the top. So I think the best way to do that is also in another grid. So let's say this is, 11th June. So June 11th. I like that way of doing it much better. June 11th, it's like that. Okay, June 11th. Maybe we go ahead and, yeah, white I think is fine then. June 11th is there. And then what we want to do is just do 3 days, I believe. And then we're going to do the same auto grid as well, or auto layout. So then when we add another one, we have more. And I believe this one, we can do it so that it runs from the right. So it's right aligned. So I believe if I throw in another one, oh no, still go to the right. That's perfectly fine though. We can just move things over. But maybe for desktop, we'll have 7, so we can see 7 days in a row, the last 7 days. And what we can do is we can make it so that all these ones, and this is where I should have made a component, by the way, but it's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And regular, no, medium is fine. And we have all those dates ready for us to use. And then let's go ahead and give some dates. So June 10th, June, let's see, June 9th, June 8th, 7, 6, and then 5. So there we go. We have all our dates and we can go ahead and start. So what I like about theirs is that it's really nice to see the whole progression of things. So what we want to do first is actually add information to here. So you're going to see as we add information to here, it's going to add to there as well. So that's really nice. So we have example habits, and then this is going to be on the left here, example habit, just like that. Do I also want to add the percentage completion? Maybe, maybe not, but definitely I would want to learn from this and add details. So for example, like take a picture, or how many times. Those things are important to me. So take a picture, just as an example, right? And then this will be an image upload for sure. And this one doesn't have to be so dark, so regular. And now we have this. Yeah, that's great. And then I think we should still add the eye icon. So if we can add this. I didn't want a rectangle. I wanted a circle. So let's add a circle here, and then let's make this black. And then we can add just an eye inside there. So eye. There we go. And now we have an eye icon. Let's go with bold. Group that so that this can go and center it by itself. Something like that. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to show the potential UI. So now we have example habits like this, so that's perfect. And then what we want to do, I want some separation on the top there. That's not really clear to me that it's, and also I prefer, oh yeah, I prefer the days of the week for sure. So I think at this point, I should stop being lazy and I put this into here as well as a new component. So let's call this the dates component. So I will say Wednesday, right? Like this. And then this will probably be a bit more bolded because that's important information. And now we group that together and then we make this into a component. So create component. This component now can be called as the date. And now what we can do, since we already have this, we just paste it in there. And then we can delete all the other ones. So the simple way is to do that, delete all the other ones. And then now we just paste a few dates. Okay, so now with that all there, again, I just want 7. We can do this like this. And then again, you can, for now, just imagine those are different dates. I think we can make it higher fidelity later. Like I said before, we don't need to spend too much time on that. I really want this right justified. How can I do that? Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Nope, that's not right. Auto layout right justify. Let's see if that's something that we can do. Um horizontal constraint to right. Okay, perfect. So see, you just need to Google something and you learn it. Horizontal constraint to right. So now I believe if we throw in more stuff, it goes to the left. You see, very nice, very good. So let's go from there and let's see what we can do. So these are our example habits. Again, this is so ugly. We need to improve that. But for now, what I really want to do is I just want to add some, some ways to show that if it's done or not done. I may not do this exactly, by the way. Like I think there's a better UI than that look and feel. Um, and I don't know if an X is better either, because an X is like scary also. But for now, let's go ahead and try out some check marks and some X's. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna place let's get an icon for this because I think it's better. So I usually go to icons 8 for free icons. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and put an X icon. Yeah, something, well, X I can just type it out, right? But let's see, close icon. Let's see, so something cuter. Yeah, that's nice. And then checkbox basically. Okay, let's download this, and then we're going to download that. Just save that, and then we're gonna get a check mark as well. So check. Something nice and fancy like that. Download that as well, and now we have two nice and easy items to use. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this in here. I'm gonna throw this in here as well. It's really low quality, but it's fine. I think we just need to have them usable and then we're okay. So let's do 15 by 15. We're going to do 15 by 15 here as well. And I'm going to just see how they line up. So ideally, we're able to line them up properly. So we go about doing that like this. I think it could be bigger actually. Yeah, we're using a lot of space there. Okay, so what we really want to see is like what happens when we have okay, actually in here also, before I finish my thoughts, I will definitely need auto layout. And then inside here, we will definitely need a few more. So let's make this 40, because I think this is also 40. No, that's 10, okay. So what we do is we do something like that. Just like that. So now we have that kind of nicely handled. I do think they could be more spread out. So let's go ahead and move this a bit to the right and spread them out just a little bit more. 43 maybe. Okay, 42 maybe. Let's see, 40, 42. Okay, cool. So something like that. And what we can do here is we can see how we can improve things, because right now this is all very binary. It's still a checkbox. And also what we haven't considered yet is the sectioning. So we still need a sectioning here. So let's go ahead and add a section. So we're going to say this is our morning routines. Okay, our morning routines is here. And one thing I really want to do is I also want to make it so that the edit functionality is super simple and easy to do from here and not another page, right? We talked about that. So we do morning routines as a section. I still really like the chevron down. A chevron is this little arrow thing. Why I like that specifically is because it makes it easy for me to hide and show different habits that I'm already done working on. So I like that a lot. So chevron down. So let's see what we can do with that one here. So chevron down is here. We can download this easily. So let's go ahead and download that. And then now once we, oh, actually I want a white one. I forgot about that. I want to recolor. So I want white. So let's download that. Boom. And then what we have is a white chevron. So again, it's lower quality. It doesn't really matter because we're just trying to showcase what we want here. Okay, so it's up to us if we want to keep the line across. I am of two minds of it. I don't mind it. Basically helps me divide the whole row and keep track. So it's not bad. Um, I definitely do want to show how many are in here and how many I've done, or how many left to do. I guess that is the information there. So I will go ahead and add something like that. And I keep adding rectangle by accident. Oops. Ellipse, ellipses. Then we go ahead and 15. And then we go ahead and make this color proper. And a stroke that's proper. Let's use the stroke. And then we go ahead and change the color of that to this. Okay, and then what we're doing here is just adding the information in this. So we're gonna say this is, let's say 4. And then make that a little bit bigger. And then what we can do is the fill is this color. And now we have that well defined. Okay, perfect. Looking really nice. So what we have here is morning routines. We see this section. This doesn't look fantastic. I'm wondering if we should like make them have, you know, a kind of bubble around it. So like these ones, but then bubble would mean you can click on them, and that's not really what we want either. But definitely we want this to go smaller. So let's go ahead and make this size a tiny bit smaller. And let's see how that works out. Yeah, we have a bit more spacing now to work with. I do think it can go smaller again. So let's just go again, make it smaller. Actually, I wonder if I make this whole thing smaller, what will happen? I don't think that will change things. Oh, well. Yeah, nice, fantastic. So that's exactly what I need. What I needed. So I still want this above here. So I do think there's a line that goes across. That'll be helpful. The stroke will be white, of course. And then this will go ahead like this. And now we have that sectioned off very nicely. I think this can definitely be 40 now. And now what I really want to recommend everybody is make sure you drink water. Don't forget to drink water, hydrate yourself. We're getting close to the finish line, honestly. We have like 15 minutes to go in our 1 hour. So I think we're almost there. I just want to show you guys a bit more about how I'm going to make this higher fidelity, and then we'll see from there what we can do. Okay, so this also needs to be a 8 so that it doesn't cut across. You can see we're slowly making things higher fidelity. So slowly but surely. Okay, and then now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and see how multiple routines will look like, right? Change how this will look like, see what clicking on it will look like. I also want like some plus buttons so that we can add some more habits if we want to, like an edit kind of look and feel. So that's actually pretty interesting as well. But for now, I'm just going to extend this black background here so we can have a few more examples for ourselves when we're ready for that. I really like this "you're almost there" thing. I think that's good. I really want this bonus reset though, so I think I'm going to leave that in the bottom here. I'm going to go like this, and then this bonus resets like this. Yeah, because I think that's useful. Bonus resets. Yeah, I like the bonus resets quite a bit. I don't know why. But let's go white here. That white is too much white. Let's go with some kind of opacity on that. But yeah, it's fine. I think for now, something like this is nice just to make it stand out. You're so close to finishing your targets today. And then we have the stars right below that. I think that's quite nice. This one is this percentage thing, which I believe needs to be a proper color. So let's go ahead and get this color. Same thing with the text. This needs to be the color here. That's what I like. And then the color of this can also change color, I think. actually no, the text could be black. So something like that. And then what we want to do is make that smaller. And we want to go like this, make this a bit bigger. Okay, yeah, because I know percentage is better. And then we can also have stretch goals as well later on. That might be really nice. But for here, I think what we can do is this percentage needs to look nicer. I think we can accomplish that by simply going about making this a smaller and less bold. So let's go ahead and go medium. And we're going to go ahead and make it smaller a little bit, let's say. Actually, medium is way too small, but bolded is fine. Okay, and then we go ahead and add one more star to this. Yeah, we can probably use auto layout. Let's just do that. I think it's more fun because we just learned a new skill. Let's practice that skill so we don't forget that skill. So we're going to do a new auto layout. And now what we can do is just have 5 of them. Easy as that. So simple, by the way. Like, I think these tools are making it so simple for us to accomplish what we want to accomplish in terms of our system building. So I'm really happy about that. So we have percentages there. Again, this is a bar that will finish. I don't like the background of this, so let's just make a transparent background. So let's go ahead and just take out that background. So we go ahead here, take out the fill. That looks nice as well. I think we can change things up as we build later on as well. So I'm not too attached to this. But for sure, what we want to do is we want to make sure everything is within one layer. So let's go ahead, or group rather. So now that we grouped it, Control G, we have everything together. And I think what we want to do is still have the bonus reset. So again, for this one, it's more of a complicated UI. So I'm just going to superimpose it on top of this. I think maybe the bonus resets could be here. What do you guys think? Maybe bonus resets can just be in the top here. But then the issue is that that doesn't look nice for mobile. Yeah, mobile look and feel will have to be rethought about a bit if I'm going to do that. But I don't mind it. I really don't mind it, to be honest. Yeah, we'll think about bonus resets later on. So let's just put in the side here. That's something that we definitely need. So we have this section here. This can be hidden, like show and hide. That's great. These dates are fine. And now what we have to talk about is when I click on these, are these just simply handed in? Or are these going to be, for example, because we have all these different ways of handing stuff in, like how do we do counters? How do we do things like, and the thing I thought about is that it's probably just going to be a pop-up. So we're going to pop it up and then we're going to say that, you know, this is something that you can change. So let's try that. And also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's fundamentally there's only 6 checkboxes here. Whoops. So let's go ahead and paste this in the middle of here. So there's 7 now. And what we're going to do is fundamentally change that to 32. Let's see. So 32, now we have everything there. Fantastic. Looks quite nice as well. So what we want to do here is we want to see how, if I'm handing in something, what is it going to look like? Because again, we want to have all these 25 EXP, you know, an icon. Like these are all things that we still really want because we want to make sure that it's still very gamified, right? So now that I'm reminded of that, we can actually move this to the side here. And then we can add an icon. I just want to add a simple icon. Let's say we add a, just add a simple icon here. Let's get it from here. And let's say this is a running icon. Running icon, let's just get that. Download. Perfect. And then now we have a running icon. So that's right here. Again, no need for high fidelity, but I just want to have a running icon right here. Maybe make it a bit smaller. Running icon just like that. Okay, and then now what we want to do is group that because that's definitely going to stay together. And then this can be just like that. Yeah, so we have some nice look and feel there as well now. So we have a nice stat example habit. We can change that. Let's move this group around. So what we have here is we have this example habit. We need to have an EXP now for that. So we're missing the EXP. So let's add some EXP for us to hand in. I think for that one, it's just more about, I think we added to the bottom here, but then there's so much space already, so much space taken away. I really think maybe something like, okay, no, text should be like that, and then the EXP should be here. Or actually, what we can do is, I got it. So this goes on top here, smaller. And then what we do is we add this like this, and then we have our emerald color. So I want to go ahead and grab that from my design here. Okay. And then what we have here is 8 as well. Jackie, would love to try that out. Can you repeat that again? I'm just curious on how to do that. Yeah. And then we can go ahead and add plus 25 EXP. And then make that smaller. And then we have that here. And then we can go ahead and make that centered. We're going to group that together so this can be centered properly. Fantastic. Now what we want to do is to make it the same color as this. So we're going to fill, take this like that. And then we go like this. We have 25 XP. Fantastic. Make this pixel perfect. So I guess we can go one more like this. So now it's even. And now we can see that we have XP. Fantastic. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make it so that when I click on something, a pop-up comes up. So this is where I really wanted to do a pop-up for the for this box, so we don't lose this box technically. After we click on this example habit, I still want this pop-up, and I think this is where I would just use what we currently already have, so I don't have to redo it. So if I clicked on this example habit, right, I'd be able to have this thing pop up. So I'm thinking that we will reuse something like this. Okay, actually, let's reuse this element. So if I did click on something, oops, if I did click on something, then I'll get a modal that comes up. And a modal basically, if you guys are not familiar with what a modal is, basically a modal is when you have a pop-up, what we call that a modal, because it basically gives you the opportunity to edit something on superimposed on top of the main thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and center this, boom, boom. And this modal I'm going to make black with obviously some transparency. Okay, and I see Jackie, you responded, so thank you so much. Give me one quick second, I'll get to that. And then what we're going to do is crop this, and then we're going to go and crop it to the line so that we just have a really clean look here. Okay, and then what we can do is add a 8 there so that we have that cropping. I don't think it's 8, I think it's like a 4 or something. Nice. And then here we have that, so it looks bad because it's there, but if I superimpose it like this, perfect, right? So what we want to do actually is we want to have a superimpose here. Let's see, I'm going to just change this background to fit this, to fit the top there. And then now what we can do is center it again. Okay, so if I clicked on something, basically my expectation is that I'll pop it open, I can interact with it. So I think I can use that as a good look and feel. I will definitely move this off for a second so that I can see it properly. So if it'll be like that, then how do I add new habits? Is adding and editing also in here as well, or is it in here? I think adding and editing also is in the modal, but ideally some of the ones can be imposed. So like if I'm taking a picture, that can be something I do in here. But then to see the picture, I think then we will need something in the background of this. So yes, there's some interesting things to consider for sure. And Jackie, you're mentioning to put the counter above the progress bar, so above here. I think that looks really nice as well. So let's try that. So let's put it daily resets here, and then we say that you're so close. I think that looks nice actually. So I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna move everything in this section down. The whole black section needs to be let's see, actually this. Okay, wait. This. This all needs to be grouped together, so that's grouped. That's grouped as well. And then now I can move everything in one chunk, just like so. And then here, you're so close to finishing. And then what we can do here is, there's something missing here that I really want to do. I'm trying to figure it out as well, but there's something definitely missing. I wonder if I should make this background this color instead. Yeah, but there's definitely something here that I can improve. So I'll think about that more. But the idea is that now that I have this section, I can actually take away one of these. And now I can go ahead and duplicate this. And say midday routines. And then that's another section that we can use, and more habits that we can hand in. And I'm already imagining that like on mobile, all we have to do is just shrink this down to 3. So that's actually a pretty easy thing to do as well. And then what we can do here is we can go ahead and, yeah, so that's the daily quest bonus resets. The pop-up still looks nice. I think we need to have a few different ones here. So just for the sake of completion, some of them we take a picture, some of them be checkboxes. So let's see, you got this, right? So we have these kind of sections where we have some self-talk. Yeah, and then you have these things. This looks really nice. For checkboxes is fine. For counters, we have a counters here where we need to show +1. So I think for counters, I can just keep pressing the counter and then it will finish up. So that's good. For notes, definitely needs to be a pop-up so that we can add a notes information into it. Feelings also needs to be a pop-up, unfortunately. Okay, and I think the background of this will always be the latest one. I think that'll be the answer. Because right now when I do habits or for feelings, moods, the whole thing turns a certain color. So I think this should show the latest color for sure. And then picture should show the latest picture superimposed in the background. That would be really nice. And then for the other ones, will just be regular, like complete or not complete, and then green or not. And I think that's really good. Let's see. Okay, so we did daily targets. All clear notification, I think we can just build that another time. But basically it's just saying like, hey, all clear, done. Right, so that's very easy. Progress bar we definitely have. So this is going to be a progress bar that completes. And on the completion state, usually we'll also want to build that. So make sure you do that. Editing the goals, I think we do need an edit button for goals. So we can say like, hey, how many goals we want to hit and change that whenever we want. I think there is an edit button that we need to add somewhere. We need to add a plus button for sure somewhere. So let's go ahead and just, I think we just have a general edit state, and then edit state just has a lot of different things for us to see. I think the edit state, we don't need this, right? We just need to show the habits. So let's just add like a pen icon or something somewhere, and then we can see like an edit state. So we can say like, yeah, let's just add a pen somewhere. So this is the last thing we want to do today, and then we're going to be good. So pen icon. And then pencil maybe. That's fine. Want pencil. Yeah. And then what we do is we want to put I don't want such a high quality pencil. I just want a simple one, guys. Um, let's go ahead and just get this one maybe. And then what we want to do is just throw that pencil in here. So then like something like that. And then, yeah, so we know that this is to edit everything. We can just click on that button, edit edits. And then we can definitely also add, so normally when we finish our goals, so let's say 4 out of 4, let's just go ahead and hand in some stuff. So let's see, do I have anything to hand in? That's easy. Let's see, new habit, gym. I did that in the gym. Let's say new habit, I did something for so many minutes. Again, these are just placeholders for us to hand in. So let's go ahead and let's see. Oh, interesting. Wait, I'm not able to hand it in right now. I think it's realizing that I need to do something different. So let's go ahead and make this a chat with family, and then when I just edit this, so chat with family, maybe it's chat. And then what we have here is a chat with family. Hand this in, so we have 4, and then we see claim rewards, right? So if we didn't have that, just showing you, we wouldn't have any rewards. So usually it replaces the bonus resets. So and then we can claim our rewards, get our rewards, happy, and then allow notifications, and you can see notifications pop up, and we can hand this in, we get a GIF, and it's pretty fun. So that stuff doesn't go away. Basically, that should be there. Again, I am wondering if that should be on the top or bottom. I do think bottom is better because the claim rewards is on the bottom. That makes a little more sense. But you know, there's some look and feel things we can probably change. But yeah, I kind of like this, guys. I think we're almost there. There's a layout, but hopefully you guys learned a lot about this. Like from this, ideally anybody can go ahead and start developing, right? And there's so many tools out there that actually help you turn, you know, different designs into code. A few weeks ago, we talked to, you know, a wonderful team called Locify, and they were able to turn, you know, Figma layouts into proper React code. So I think that's really nice. Definitely check that out if you would like to try that out for yourself. But basically, like, you know, this is really the first step of creating a user interface, a user design. Make sure you follow these steps when you're going through, because it really helps you kind of make sure that you're able to, you know, go ahead and scope out the problems that you want to solve and make sure that you go ahead and pursue that. And then you can see, like, you know, where else can you improve, right? Like, for example, some things that we still haven't done yet is like progression, the color progression, right? How does that look like? Well, for example, like, just to quickly show you, like, if I wanted to add a color progression here, like, I would just go ahead and, you know, inside here, I would, you know, instead of this color in the background, so right now we have this one color, one fill. Maybe we can add one more color into this, right? So we go ahead and add another rectangle into this. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it in like this on top. And then this just goes on the bottom layer, I believe. Oops, this goes on the bottom layer. And then what we can do is we can still have, you know, I'll just place it exactly at the stroke. And then what we do here is we also round it off so that it stays consistent, right? And then what we can do here is now we have another color. Let's say it's green, right? So then you can see how much is progressing. And I think that, you know, you can pretty much do whatever you want and improve this however you like. But I just hope that you get the, you know, feeling that this is super easy to do. There's no need to be scared about designing. And the world is, you know, so open, and you have so many possibilities. Whatever you want to build, you can build it. And yeah, hope you guys have learned that lesson here. If not, happy to share more in the community. So whenever you have opportunities to learn and grow, to build things together, we're always happy to have you around. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend and take care. Bye now.